When the ICC investigates Israel for fake war crimes, this is pure anti-Semitism. The court established to prevent atrocities like the Nazi Holocaust against the Jewish people is now targeting the one state of the Jewish people. First, it outrageously claims that when Jews live in our homeland, this is a war crime. Second, it claims that when democratic Israel defends itself against terrorists who murder our children, rocket our cities, we're committing another war crime. Yet the ICC refuses to investigate brutal dictatorships like Iran and Syria, who commit horrific atrocities almost daily. As Prime Minister of Israel, I assure you, we will fight this perversion of justice with all our might.
Let us imagine, audience members, that the British are trying to invade once again. They are taking control of our government now. What are you going to do? And people say, well, war, fuck, get the fuck out. We've already done this before. We can do it again. No big deal. If I say it's the Russians, if I say it's the Chinese, okay, fine, no big deal. All right, if that's what we have to do, war sucks. War is hell. But if we got to do it, we got to do it. But if I say it's the Jews, so think about that. What is your reaction to that? Whoa, the Jew. Are you some kind of anti-Semite? Are you some kind of Nazi? What's your reaction to that? I mean, when I said the British are invading, imagine that. Okay, the British are invading, British are taking over. Okay, you're fine with that. When I said the Chinese are invading, blah, 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 you're fine with that. As soon as I said the Jews, suddenly you have an issue. Well, now why is that? What is with... You have to check yourself, examine your mind. What type of information are you receiving that's making you think this way? Is it, for instance, because, I don't know, every year there's about 5 at least key movies, at least 2 major movies, I would say, 1 or 2 major movies about the Holocaust, and then plenty of other smaller ones about World War II, blah, 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 and they all deal with, it's the Hitler and the Nazis and blah, blah. Is it because that in almost, I swear to you, and I promise you this, if you were to randomly pick out just think of the top 10 movies that you've liked, over the past year that have come out, I swear to you that the vast majority of them will have a reference to the Holocaust, Nazis. It'll have the word Nazi in it, or it'll have the word Hitler in it, or it'll have something about being an anti-Semite, or it'll have something about being Jewish, being proud to be Jewish. So you are constantly being reminded, Jewish people are okay, Hitler bad, Holocaust bad, boom, 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 you are fucking being mind-controlled, and that's how it is. You are being fucking mind-controlled. To think this way. I mean, think about if, every year there was like a huge movie. What was the last one? Valkyrie with Tom Cruise. Oh no, that wasn't even the last one. We also had the, what's that fucking dumb one that just came out with, it was like a sort of a comedy action thing. It was I can't even remember the fucking name of it. I think Tarantino did it or something with like some Nazi, Inglorious Bastards?
Inglorious Bastards.
Inglorious Bastards. This is the kind of shit. What if every year you had a couple of huge blockbuster level movies that were like, don't fight the British are good, Americans are bad, you are fucking bad for fighting the British, da-da-da-da-da. I mean, what is this fucking drilled into your head over and over again? I mean, what would you be thinking? If this was a show about fuck the British, suddenly you would be like, man, what the fuck? Dude, the British are great. Hold on a minute. Come on. I mean, what if I told you that the majority of Congress right now is Chinese, and that 90-something% of the porn industry is controlled by the Chinese, and that almost every major feminist leader is Chinese, and that almost every single gun control law that's been put into place was put in place by a Chinese politician. wouldn't you be like, holy shit, are these motherfuckers trying to take us over? I think so. I think we got to do something about the Chinese now. Yeah, sure, that's the conclusion. Duh. Okay, fine. Let's go fucking hunt these fuckers down, get them out of our fucking country. Right? Simple. Okay. But as soon as I say Jew, you know, I mean, this is the kind of situation that we're dealing with, guys. It's a programming issue, and you've got to move beyond it, and you have to see them as an enemy that must be destroyed, and it's really that simple.
Here's a Harry Vox rule. Whenever a Jew motherfucker running a Jewish finance and a Jewish owned and a Jewish written journalism uses the term baseless to describe something that's obviously happened, right? That's how you know it obviously happened. So just look for the word baseless, and then you know it's 100% true. So it's whatever the exact opposite of what these fucking Jew scumbags who are absolutely dismantling our society, trying to poison us through the food, very definitely poisoning us through the vaccines, and we better wake up. And if there's any FBI agents watching this, and I know there are, and if there's U.S. military watching it, get off the fucking Google, get off the fact checkers, and stop listening to the fucking Google when it says, no, Jews don't control the Federal Reserve. It's 100% Jew-op, the Federal Reserve is. And so, what do you think these greaseballs down? They put that fucking cunt, Janet Yellen, as the Treasury Secretary, and she's running so much bonds out of the Treasury that me and you, oh FBI agent, and your children are gonna have to pay the VIG, the goddamn, you're gonna have to pay the VIG on the bond. You have to pay the interest on that. They get the free money. They get those. The Jews don't have to work for money. We have to work. We have to do 8 hours a fucking day, right? Jews don't do that. The ones that are running that operation with the Federal Reserve and the Treasury, where they're running bonds out of the U.S. government that we have to pay back, and that they get to take that free money and buy our homes, buy our asset, our gold, our factories, our assets, our material wealth, our natural wealth. They're buying it all with our money, and when nobody's stopping them. What the fuck is the point of the FBI if you're gonna just suck, the Jewish bankers' dicks? Fuck you! Do your job and get Larry Fink, get Steven Schwartzman, get these people that are stealing our land, and fuck them up. Do your fucking job. If you're in the U.S. military and you have a secret and they will fuck these Jews who are screwing us and poisoning us, trying to kill us, you leak that information. If you're in the FBI, you leak it. Everybody gets on board and protect your children from these fuckers who are trying to kill us. The Jews right now in this rabbinic class, they're running this 2,000-year-old script. If you don't know it, you better learn it. And there's people who will teach you what's going on with these fuckers. They say, the chief Sephardic rabbi says, we're going to keep these dogs, these pigs as our slaves. And he said this openly. And we're going to relax and eat like the effendi that we are, and they're going to serve us. So if they're saying this out loud, and they're the chief, the number one Sephardic rabbi, Rabbi Yosef, Y-O-S-E-F. If they're going to say this out loud, what the fuck do you think they're doing in those confabs in the international Zionist organizations? They're getting the rabbinic class and the rabbinic ideas that are 2,000 years old, and they're merging it with the money power, which is the assets that they're stealing from the pension funds, from our parents. So it's our parents, our grandparents, and our pension funds. They're stealing this money, these Jews, in order to fund these systems that are doing more of this cascading theft of our assets. So they're stealing everything. They're stealing everything right now. And they have the power through this ownership of the boards of directors of every company in America. They only, and this was written about in the book, the big red dragon, I think it was chapter 8 on chapter 11 or something like that. In this book, the big red dragon, 1889, he said, all they need to do is purchase a controlling interest in each and every corporation. And from that majority shareholder position, they're able to plant activist board members in there who are subverting and sabotaging all of our corporation. And so if it's a military industrial complex, like if it's Raytheon, or if it's Northrop Grumman, or if it's Lockheed Martin, they're going to put their people in the boards on these organizations. They're going to put their people in the engineering staff, and they're going to steal every fucking idea that we did everything. And these fucking Jew greaseballs are stealing it all. And now they have a robust missile industry that is surpassing ours. So they stole our military secrets that we did. It was the Americans. To the lesser extent, the Germans and the British, but it's the Americans who fucking did all this military technology that the Israelis are stealing and they're selling it, and to our adversaries, China. And so now when you see Chinese weaponry that matches ours, fuck these Jews, man. And it's not like you can't find FBI, NSA, CIA articles, research saying these Israelis are stealing our shit and selling it. Go look it up. Don't trust me. Oh, FBI agents, don't trust me. You send this to every single FBI agent. Every single FBI agent, hear this right now. You took an oath to this country. You better fucking find out what these Jew motherfuckers are doing. And you're gonna have that piece of shit, Christopher Wray. He works for them. So obviously, you need to do this outside of the control of these cocksuckers that idiot Trump was told to put in there. You find out every fucking secret that's going out of Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, Boeing, Raytheon, General Dynamics. You find every fucking secret that left that plant, and you fucking track it down and say, okay, they're stealing everything. And so not only are they threatening us because they're giving it to the Chinese, they did side deals with the Chinese. We'll give you this technology and you make us central to the Belt and Road. And that's why we're at war with Ukraine, because Ukraine is not only this mythical Khazaria that these Jewish scumbags use, like they'll use any fable, no matter how apocryphal it is, they'll use it as a way to subvert and undermine that nation and then steal that land. Jews have no rights to the land of Ukraine. It's got to go to Russia now, because otherwise it's these Jews who are going to run that as Israel 2.0, and that's right smack in the center of the Belt and Road. So if you're talking about the next currency, the BRICS currency that's going to compete with the dollar, or that is already starting, jump starting to be an asset-backed security rather than a bunch of Jew-backed security, they're gonna tether that the BRICS currency to real stuff like gold, oil, energy of all sorts, and palladium, copper, everything that's needed for an industrial society. Commodities, they're going to peg it right to that. Whereas the U.S. dollar is like a bunch of Jews like Janet Yellen, that old fucking bag, who's sitting there doing deals on the side to make sure that BlackRock, Blackstone, the JP, Goldman Sachs, nice Irish boys, Goldman Sachs, yeah, nice Irish boys. No, it's a bunch of Jews that are stealing the assets. The United States right now is an asset stripping operation. It's an asset stripping operation, and we're getting stripped, and the Jews are doing the stripping. And if there's anybody in the United States intelligence, you take this message fucking serious. They're going to sink an aircraft carrier in the Mediterranean or in the Persian Gulf. If one aircraft carrier sinks, the person, you send out messages to every single person in the military command who's in charge of naval operations, in charge at the State Department. You make it clear. Somebody's got to make it clear that if one aircraft carrier sinks, someone's going to get their fucking heads blown off. And that's not me. You send messages from the United States military. Don't fucking put our aircraft carrier in danger. Be careful, because the Jews did it with USS Liberty, and they're getting ready to do US Liberty Part 2. and that's going to be a U.S. aircraft carrier going to the fucking bottom of the Persian Gulf. And I promise you, when that happens, your family's not safe anymore. Your way of life is shit at that point. Your house is going to get cut in value by 90%. So if you are so lucky to have a $1 million house, or FBI agent, or U.S. military, or a CIA or NSA, or if you have a $600,000 house, if one aircraft carrier sinks, your house is worth $20,000 if you're lucky. And these Jew motherfuckers only can see that their ass will be saved if they can draw the big daddy, the big dumb robot who goes and does and punches and kills anyone that they tell us to do. Well, it's time to stop.